If you're wanting to grow your glutes and not your legs, then you're going to want to watch this video as I go over exactly how to do this in just a few simple steps. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here, then I am Ellie. Hello, welcome. Today we are doing a slightly different video to my usual style, but it is something that I get asked very often, so I kind of wanted to go over it and give you guys my tips and tricks on how to grow your glutes and not your quads or your hamstrings. Now, small disclaimer, this is actually very difficult because obviously the whole body is connected. So it's quite difficult to grow your bum and not your legs, but there are definitely training methods that you can use to help promote glute growth over leg growth. So in this video, I'm going to run you through an entire leg workout that I put together. It focuses on targeting your glutes over your hamstrings and your quads, and I give you tips and tricks on how to do exactly this. Now, all I've done for this workout is basically demonstrated each exercise and show you how to change from a quad focused exercise to a glute focused exercise. And some of these exercises you probably do on a day-to-day basis and think there's no other way to do them. So I thought that I would give you some different variations to make them more glute focused and to maximize any kind of glute growth. Also, make sure that obviously with all of this to promote glute growth, you guys need to be eating a high protein diet and enough calories to fuel yourself. So to grow muscle, we need to be in either a good maintenance or at a small surplus. And when I say a surplus, I don't mean eating loads and loads and loads of calories. I mean eating just enough to promote muscle growth and also to stay nice and lean, because obviously as a woman, we don't want to gain loads of fat. We want to stay nice and lean and we just want to grow our glutes. Okay, so I want to get into this workout video, but before I get into it, I want to say that if you like this video, please make sure that you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you want to see more of this content. Now, for this workout in particular, I aim for between 4 to 6 sets for each exercise, and that's what I normally do for muscle growth. It is the best kind of range. You could obviously do around 3 sets, but I always say that 4 is a good kind of amount. And then rep range wise, it honestly depends from like 6 reps to 12 reps, but I would always sort of choose anything between that. And then in terms of exercises, when you're sort of programming a workout, you can choose anything from like 4 to 7 exercises really. I tend to sort of stick to main compound exercises, and then I'll kind of throw in a few accessory movements at the end. Okay, so let's get into the video. Okay, so we are going to start today's warm-up with a banded workout. Now, a banded workout is one of my favorite ways to activate my glutes, and I know that a lot of people don't like them. However, I personally think that they are such a good exercise to target your glutes over your hamstrings and your quads. Obviously, when you're training your glutes, you are going to be also activating these muscles as well, but we can definitely sort of pinpoint the glutes a little bit more. So I tend to choose around 3 exercises. I do 10 reps and 3 sets, and I find that this works really well. I will just keep on going basically until I feel that my glutes are activated, and you kind of know, like, you get that mind muscle connection, and once you're kind of ready to go, it's then time to get into the first exercise. So I always start my leg days with a compound movement, and I tend to sort of stick to compound movements really for the majority of my training. So today we're going to be doing a very compound based workout. However, we're going to be changing some exercises up because some of these exercises can be very quad dominant if not done correctly. So here I'm just showing you a barbell back squat. Now, a normal stance will actually target your quads, your glutes and your hamstrings. So it's a little bit of a multi-muscle movement. However, if you take a slightly different stance, so here you can see that I am stepping slightly wider into almost a sumo stance, this will actually activate your glutes even more. It will target the forces directly to the outer part of your glutes, which is your glute med and glute min, and it will recruit muscles that we don't usually use when squatting. So here I took an approach of 5 sets and I did 5 reps, and of course I just adopted that other stance. Then we moved on to leg press. Now, the leg press is one of these movements that, yes, again, it can be very quad dominant if not done correctly. So here you can see I've got a narrow stance at the bottom of the leg press. Now, this stance is particularly engaging for the quads. So what I'd recommend is putting your feet at the top of the leg press and slightly apart, feet turned outwards in almost a sumo kind of position, but make sure that your legs are nice and high. This will target your glutes a lot more than a standard leg press. Leg press here, I did 4 sets and aim for 10 to 12 reps. After doing that, I then dropped the weight slightly and did a back off set for as many reps as possible. You'll sometimes see this named as AMRAP, and that's what that means. This is a really good way to fire up your glutes and really just ensure that you have targeted them on that specific exercise. Then we moved over to the barbell hip thrust. Now, the barbell hip thrust is one of my favorite exercises for targeting your glutes. However, if it's done incorrectly, you can actually target your quads or your hamstrings. So the way that I like to do it, as a rule of thumb, if your feet are too close to your bum, this will be targeting your quads more. If your feet are further away from your bum, this will target your hamstrings more. And then there's a sweet spot in the middle which will target your glutes more. You will definitely feel it when you're in the right position, but if you are struggling, you can always add on a resistance band. Another way that I really like to target my glutes is to do a split stance hip thrust. Now, with these, they are also called a staggered stance hip thrust. They are absolutely savage and they definitely target your glutes, and it's a single leg exercise, so you'll have to do the reps on both legs. For hip thrusts, I normally aim for around 6 to 10 reps. If I'm doing more reps, then I'll aim for a lighter weight, and if I'm doing less reps, I'll aim for a heavier weight. Moving on to the last exercise in this workout, which is probably the worst exercise to finish on. It is a Bulgarian split squat. Now, you can do these with dumbbells or a barbell. I personally find that barbells are a lot more challenging, but there are a few different stances that you can do whilst doing these. So if you take a longer stride, this will target your glutes more, and if you take a shorter stride, this will target your quads more. So as you can see here, I'm taking a longer stride. This is activating my glutes a lot more, and it's allowing me a bigger range of movement. So I'm allowed to go up and down a lot bigger than when I'm sort of in a shorter position. Then if I take a quad stance, which is a lot shorter, I have a slightly reduced range of motion. However, it is targeting the muscles at the front of my legs. So if you're wanting to activate and target your glutes, you're gonna want to take a longer stride and really focus on that range of motion. When growing your glutes, the range of motion is super important, and in fact, it's a lot more important than just increasing the weight. If you're hitting that range of motion, you'll be recruiting those extra muscle fibers, and that will lead to extra growth. And for the Bulgarian split squats, I usually aim for around 10 to 12 reps per leg, and I'll do between 3 to 4 sets. Okay, and that was it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that helped. Do make sure that you take these tips on board when trying to target your glutes over your quads on your hamstrings. And just remember that obviously, you know, if you are training legs, you are training your whole leg. So you are going to recruit fibers from your quads and your hamstrings. It is inevitable. However, like I've said in this video, there are definitely methods to target your glutes more, which will obviously promote a bigger growth in your glutes. If you like this video, please make sure that you give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.